For too long, the world of personal finance has been shrouded in a fog of guilt, restriction, and overwhelmingly complex, often contradictory advice. We've been told to sacrifice every joy, to cut out every indulgence, and to meticulously track every penny in the pursuit of some distant, ill-defined financial freedom. But what if I told you that most of that advice is not only outdated, but actively sabotaging your chances of building real, sustainable wealth? What if the path to genuine financial independence, a life where you live richly now and confidently save for the future, was shockingly simple, built on just 6 fundamental, actionable steps? Today, we are tearing down the financial dogma, clearing away the confusion, and revealing a counterintuitive yet profoundly effective blueprint that promises not just wealth, but what its author calls a rich life on your own terms, without a shred of guilt. This isn't about deprivation. It's about conscious choices, powerful automation, and unlocking a financial freedom you never thought possible. And it all comes from one groundbreaking, best-selling book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. This isn't just another finance book that rehashes old tropes. It's a masterclass in behavioral economics applied directly to your money, a practical, no-nonsense guide that has transformed millions of lives. Ramit Sethi, the visionary behind this movement and host of Netflix's How to Get Rich, doesn't just offer abstract advice. He provides a tangible 6-week program, a meticulously crafted roadmap that fundamentally changes your relationship with money, moving you from anxiety to absolute control. Friends, fellow seekers of true financial independence, the journey we're embarking on today is not a quick hack or a fleeting trend. This is a deep dive into the philosophy and practical application of what Ramit Sethi defines as a rich life. It's about building a financial system so robust, so automated, and so aligned with your personal values that your money truly works for you, freeing your mental energy to focus on what genuinely matters: your passions, your relationships, and your experiences. We're going to break down Ramit's 6 pillars, one by one, dissecting their profound implications and providing the detailed insights you need to implement them yourself, transforming your financial landscape. Step 1. Optimize your credit cards. Crush your debt and master credit. Let's kick things off with a concept that often sends shivers down the spines of traditional personal finance gurus: credit cards. For decades, the mainstream message has been clear: credit cards are evil. Cut them up. Avoid them at all costs. But Ramit Sethi's perspective is radically different, and it's a game changer. He doesn't suggest avoiding credit cards. He champions optimizing them, understanding them intimately, and making them work for you, not against you. This distinction is crucial. Think of your credit card not as a dangerous trap, but as a sophisticated financial tool, much like a power saw in a carpenter's workshop. In inexperienced or careless hands, it can be harmful. But in the hands of a skilled craftsman, it's indispensable for creating something magnificent. The first thing Ramit emphasizes is building an impeccable credit score. Why? Because your credit score is essentially your financial GPA, a 3-digit number that dictates your access to major life necessities: loans for a house, a car, or even a business venture. Crucially, it directly impacts the interest rates you'll pay on these loans. A higher score means lower interest, saving you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. To put this into perspective, a difference of just 1 percentage point on a $300,000 mortgage could mean paying an extra $30,000 over 30 years. That's a staggering amount, all because of a number most people ignore or misunderstand. Ramit brilliantly breaks down the key components of a credit score, making a complex system understandable. Payment history. Make payments on time, every time. This is paramount, forming 35% of your score. Credit utilization. How much of your available credit you're using. Keep it below 30% to avoid looking risky to lenders, accounting for 30%. Length of credit history. The older your accounts, the better, 30%, making up 15%. New credit. Don't open too many accounts too quickly, 10%. And credit mix. Having different types of credit, like cards and loans, 10%. He illustrates this with vivid examples, showing how missing a single payment can drop your score by 50 to 100 points, or how maxing out a card can signal desperation to lenders. It's like a marathon runner consistently showing up for practice and maintaining their health, versus someone who only shows up on race day without training. The consistent, disciplined effort builds financial muscle. But what if you're already caught in the credit card debt cycle? A situation many find themselves in. Ramit addresses this head-on, rejecting the shame often associated with debt. He guides you through practical, empathetic strategies for dismantling it. He advocates for either the snowball method, paying off the smallest balance first for psychological wins and momentum, or the avalanche method, paying off the highest interest rate first for mathematical efficiency, saving more money in the long run. Ramit typically leans towards the avalanche method, arguing that the true cost of debt is the interest, and by tackling the highest interest first, you save more money in the long run. He details how to call your credit card companies, negotiate lower interest rates, and even ask to have late fees waived. This isn't about begging. It's about being an informed, respectful customer, and understanding that banks often prefer to keep you as a customer, even if it means a slight concession. My friend, let's call her Sarah, was drowning in $15,000 of credit card debt across 3 cards, with interest rates soaring above 20%. She felt overwhelmed and helpless. Following Ramit's advice, she called each company, respectfully explained her situation, and managed to get 2 rates lowered to 12% and had a late fee waived on the 3rd. This simple act, born from a position of knowledge and assertiveness, saved her thousands and gave her the crucial momentum to attack her debt with renewed vigor. The feeling of finally having a clear plan, rather than just drowning in bills, was nothing short of transformative. Furthermore, Ramit shows you how to strategically use credit cards to your advantage, not just for building credit, but for rewards. Cashback, travel points, sign-up bonuses, these are all ways to essentially get paid to spend money you would have spent anyway. But this only works if you pay your statement balance in full, every single month. If you carry a balance, the interest charges will quickly negate any rewards you earn. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You'll never get ahead. Ramit breaks this down with specific examples, comparing a 1% cashback card to a 2% card, showing how even small percentages add up to significant money over time. He emphasizes choosing cards that align with your spending habits. If you travel a lot, a travel rewards card makes sense. If you spend mostly on groceries, a cashback card optimized for that category is ideal. Ramit really dives deep into the specific scripts and strategies for negotiating credit card fees in Chapter 3. He even includes templates you can use, complete with exact phrasing for calls and emails, which is something I simply can't reproduce in full detail here due to its sheer depth. If you're serious about taking control of your credit and leveraging cards responsibly, I highly recommend checking out the book through the Amazon link in the description and pinned comment. It's an investment that can save you a fortune and unlock a hidden stream of rewards. Step 2. Set up high-interest, low-fee bank accounts, the foundation of efficiency. Once you've wrestled your credit cards into submission and started building a strong credit profile, the next crucial step in Ramit's blueprint is to optimize the very foundation of your financial life, your bank accounts. This might sound mundane, perhaps even tedious. But it's precisely where most people unknowingly bleed money through hidden fees and squandered opportunities. Traditional brick-and-mortar banks, with their massive overheads and sprawling branch networks, often offer abysmal interest rates, sometimes as low as 0.01%, and nickel and dime you with an array of fees for everything from overdrafts to minimum balance requirements. This isn't just about small change, it's about hundreds, even thousands of dollars slipping away each year, silently eroding your financial progress. Ramit's advice is simple, yet profoundly impactful. Make your money work harder for you, even in checking and savings. He strongly advocates for high-yield online savings accounts. Imagine parking your emergency fund, which might sit untouched for months or even years, in an account earning 4 to 5% interest, compared to a paltry 0.01% at a traditional bank. On a $10,000 emergency fund, that's the difference between earning $1 a year and earning $400 to $500 a year, effortlessly. This isn't just about maximizing returns, it's about eliminating the silent killers of your wealth. These are the fees you don't even notice. The $10 monthly maintenance fee that you could easily avoid. The $3 ATM fee here. The punitive $35 overdraft fee there. They chip away at your hard-earned money, almost imperceptibly, until you realize you've lost hundreds annually without gaining any real value or convenience. He challenges us to think about our bank accounts strategically, not just as a place to dump money. Instead of one general savings account, Ramit suggests creating separate sub-accounts, or even separate accounts at different institutions for distinct financial goals. One for your emergency fund, one for a down payment on a house, one for your dream vacation to Bali, one for a new car, another for a child's education. This isn't just an organizational trick, it's a powerful psychological hack. When you see a specific account clearly labeled European Adventure Fund, it creates a tangible goal, making it much harder to impulsively dip into for a spontaneous, non-essential purchase. It transforms abstract saving into concrete, visualized progress. It's like having separate labeled jars for different types of candy as a kid. You're much less likely to eat the candy designated for a special occasion if it's clearly labeled and separate from your everyday treats. Choosing the right accounts involves a few key considerations. Always look for accounts with no monthly maintenance fees, or easily waivable ones, no minimum balance requirements, or ones that you can consistently meet, competitive interest rates, especially for savings accounts, and responsive, reliable customer service. Online banks often excel in these areas because they have lower operating costs, no expensive physical branches to maintain. They pass those savings on to you in the form of higher interest rates and fewer, if any, fees. Ramit emphasizes that the process of switching banks, while seemingly tedious initially, is a one-time effort that pays dividends for years to come. It's like replacing an old, inefficient appliance in your home with a modern, energy-efficient one. The initial hassle of installation is overwhelmingly outweighed by long-term savings and enhanced performance. Don't let inertia keep you tied to a bank that's actively underperforming for your money. This foundational step is all about ensuring every dollar you earn is working as hard as possible, even before you start investing, setting the stage for truly automated wealth building. Step 3. Automate your savings and investments, the invisible hand of wealth. This, my friends, is arguably the most powerful pillar of Ramit Sethi's entire system. The true secret sauce that transforms good intentions into inescapable financial progress. Forget willpower. Forget daily tracking and agonizing over every purchase. Ramit's core philosophy here is to automate your entire financial life so that building wealth becomes as effortless, consistent, and invisible as possible. He calls it set it and forget it, and it's brilliant in its simplicity and profound in its long-term impact. The human brain is notoriously wired for immediate gratification. We are notoriously bad at consistently doing things that provide delayed rewards, especially when those things involve sacrificing something today for a benefit far in the future. Traditional budgeting asks you to constantly make decisions, to manually transfer money, to monitor every expense, a recipe for failure, frustration, and eventual abandonment for most people. Ramit flips this on its head. Instead of relying on your fragile, finite willpower, he architects a system where your money automatically flows to exactly where it needs to go before you even have a chance to see it or spend it. Imagine your paycheck hitting your bank account. Instead of it all landing in your checking account, ready for you to spend, Ramit advocates for a multi-stage direct deposit system. A predetermined portion of your paycheck, say 10 to 20%, or more if you're aggressive, automatically goes to your employer-sponsored 401k. Another portion is directly routed to your Roth IRA. A third portion is then automatically transferred to your high-yield savings account for your emergency fund or specific long-term goals like a home down payment. Only what's left after these crucial allocations hits your primary checking account, designated for your fixed costs and guilt-free spending. This is the pay yourself first principle, taken to its ultimate automated conclusion. Think of it like an invisible hand guiding your money. You configure it once, usually in an hour or two, and then it operates silently and relentlessly in the background, day in and day out, month after month, building your wealth without any conscious, moment-to-moment effort from you. It removes decision fatigue, eliminates the temptation to spend money before saving or investing, and creates an unstoppable momentum toward your financial goals. It's akin to setting your home's thermostat. Once you set the desired temperature, the system kicks in automatically to maintain it, adjusting as needed, without you having to constantly fiddle with it or make daily choices about heating or cooling. This automation extends beyond just direct deposits. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your investment accounts, brokerage, robo-advisor, on a specific day each month. Automate your bill payments so you never miss a due date, avoiding costly late fees and protecting your precious credit score. The overarching goal is to create a financial autopilot that handles the heavy lifting of wealth creation, consistently moving you towards your rich life. This step is where Ramit's renowned conscious spending plan truly comes into its own. It's not a restrictive, soul-crushing budget that tells you what you can't do, but a proactive, empowering allocation system that tells you what you can do, guilt-free. You decide in advance what percentage of your income goes to investments, savings, fixed costs, and your guilt-free spending. Once those percentages are set and automated, the money that remains in your checking account for daily expenses is yours to spend however you want, without any guilt. This is critical. It allows you to enjoy your money today while securing your future, creating a sustainable and genuinely enjoyable path to wealth. Ramit's conscious spending plan isn't just a simple spreadsheet. It's a psychology-backed blueprint designed for real human behavior, not robotic perfection. He illustrates this with crystal-clear flowcharts and detailed examples in Chapter 5 that truly solidify the concept and show you how to set up your own system step by step. If you've struggled with traditional budgeting and felt perpetually guilty, this specific framework alone is worth the price of admission. The link to get your copy and dive into this profound system is in the description and pinned comment. This automated system is the unstoppable engine that drives your rich life. Step 4. Invest your money. The wealth multiplier, simplified. For many, the word investing conjures up images of complex stock charts, high-pressure trading floors, and the terrifying risk of losing everything. This pervasive fear, fueled by sensationalist media and an intimidatingly opaque financial industry, prevents millions of people from participating in one of the most powerful wealth-building engines ever created: the stock market. Ramit Sethi's fourth step is dedicated to demystifying investing, making it not only accessible, but also incredibly simple and effective for the average person, allowing them to get started with confidence and clarity. The core message, which Ramit repeats with conviction, is clear. The most significant factor in long-term investing success for most individuals is time in the market, not timing the market. This principle harnesses the unparalleled power of compound interest, the miraculous process of earning interest on your interest, which is often called the eighth wonder of the world for good reason. Let's paint a vivid picture to illustrate this. Imagine two friends, Emily and David, both 25 years old. Emily starts investing $200 a month consistently. David, however, waits until he's 35 to start, but then he invests $400 a month, doubling Emily's contribution, to try and catch up. Assuming a modest 8% annual return, by age 65, Emily, who invested less per month but started a full decade earlier, will have significantly more money than David. The early years, even with smaller contributions, allow compound interest to work its magic exponentially, creating a massive head start. It's like a small snowball rolling down a long, snowy hill. It starts tiny, but gathers mass and speed, becoming an unstoppable force over time, almost effortlessly. Ramit champions a passive investing strategy, specifically through low-cost, diversified index funds or exchange-traded funds, ETFs. What exactly are these? Instead of trying to pick individual winning stocks, a strategy that even highly paid professional fund managers struggle with consistently, an index fund holds a tiny piece of hundreds or even thousands of companies, effectively mirroring the performance of an entire market index, like the S&P 500 or the total U.S. stock market. This broad diversification dramatically reduces your risk because you're not betting on a single company's fate. You're betting on the long-term growth and resilience of the entire economy. And because they're passively managed, they simply track an index rather than having a team of analysts actively picking stocks, their fees, known as expense ratios, are significantly lower than actively managed mutual funds. This means more of your hard-earned money stays invested, compounding for your benefit, rather than being siphoned off in fees. He guides you through setting up the right types of accounts to maximize your returns while minimizing your tax burden. First, maximize your tax-advantaged retirement accounts. Your employer-sponsored 401k, especially if there's an employer match, that's quite literally free money you're leaving on the table if you don't contribute, often a 50% or 100% return on your contribution. And a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is particularly powerful. You contribute after-tax dollars, your investments grow completely tax-free, and all qualified withdrawals in retirement are also 100% tax-free. This is an incredible advantage, particularly if you expect to be in a higher tax bracket during your retirement years. For beginners feeling overwhelmed by choices, Ramit often suggests target date funds as an excellent starting point. These are single, all-in-one funds that automatically diversify your investments across a mix of stocks and bonds, and crucially, they automatically shift to a more conservative allocation as you approach your target retirement year. They are the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it investment, requiring virtually no ongoing management from your side. Alternatively, modern robo-advisors like Betterment or Wealthfront offer automated, diversified portfolios tailored to your specific risk tolerance, with minimal effort on your part. The immense beauty of these simple, automated options is that they remove the need for complex decision-making or constant market monitoring, allowing you to start investing immediately and consistently, harnessing the market's long-term growth with minimal stress. Another crucial concept Ramit introduces is dollar-cost averaging. This means investing a fixed amount of money regularly, say $200 every month, regardless of market fluctuations. When prices are high, your fixed amount buys fewer shares. When prices are low, it buys more shares. Over time, this consistent strategy averages out your purchase price and fundamentally reduces the risk of trying to time the market, which is a fool's errand for even the most experienced investors. Investing can seem daunting, a high barrier to entry. But Ramit breaks down the initial steps and crucial account types with incredible clarity and practical, actionable advice in Chapter 7. He provides specific recommendations for setting up your first investment accounts and choosing your first funds, literally walking you through the process. The depth of explanation for Roth IRAs and 401ks, including how to maximize them and understand their nuances, is a standalone masterclass in itself. You'll find the official Amazon link to the book below to explore these strategies further and truly build your wealth multiplying machine, moving from passive observer to active participant in your financial future. Step 5. Conscious spending. Live your rich life guilt-free. This is where Ramit Sethi fundamentally diverges from the traditional, austere, penny-pinching, deprivation-focused financial advice that often leaves people feeling miserable and resentful. Step 5 is about consciously designing your rich life, a life where you unapologetically spend lavishly on the things you truly love and ruthlessly, without a second thought, cut back on the things you don't value. The absolutely key word here is conscious. This isn't permission for mindless, indulgent spending. It's an invitation to be intensely intentional, to align your money with your deepest values, and, most importantly, to eliminate financial guilt once and for all. This step is a profound psychological shift that redefines what it means to be financially successful. Most conventional financial advice is built on the premise of cutting everything. Don't buy lattes. Cook at home every single meal. Never go on vacation. This approach is not only miserable and devoid of joy, but it's often fundamentally unsustainable, leading to cycles of strict, restrictive budgeting followed by rebellious, guilt-ridden spending sprees. Ramit argues that true financial freedom isn't about how much you can't spend, but about how you choose to spend. Your rich life is intensely personal and unique to you. For one person, it might mean frequent international travel and indulging in gourmet meals out several times a week. For another, it could be investing heavily in their passions, like expensive, high-quality photography equipment, advanced coding courses, or collecting rare books. For a third, it might be the luxury of a spotless home cleaned by a professional service twice a month, or having a personal trainer. There's no universal rich life. It's about introspectively identifying what truly brings you joy, fulfillment, and value. The process begins by identifying your money dials. These are the specific areas where you genuinely love to spend money and where that spending brings you a disproportionate amount of happiness and satisfaction. Think about it. What are those categories where, even if you spend a bit more than you should, you never regret it? Is it convenience, for example, ordering takeout, using ride shares? Quality food and drink? Experiences, concerts, events? Health and fitness, gym memberships, supplements, trainers? Travel? Hobbies and personal development? Once you identify these money dials, Ramit explicitly encourages you to spend freely, even lavishly, in those areas. This is the guilt-free part of the equation. Because you've already diligently automated your savings and investments, steps 3 and 4, and optimized your fixed costs, the money specifically allocated for spending is truly yours to enjoy, without a shred of doubt or regret. Conversely, you then identify the areas where you don't derive significant value. These are the things you spend money on out of habit, obligation, or simply because you haven't consciously thought about it. The unused gym membership that automatically renews month after month. The plethora of streaming subscription services you barely watch. The impulse purchases that bring fleeting satisfaction but long-term regret. Ramit encourages ruthless cutting in these areas. Why waste your precious money on things that don't genuinely enhance your life or bring you joy? The money saved here can then be consciously redirected to your money dials, amplifying your joy, or, even better, further bolster your automated savings and investments, accelerating your financial goals. Imagine Sarah again, a self-confessed coffee addict who truly savored her daily artisanal latte. Traditional financial advice would unequivocally condemn this latte factor. But for Sarah, it was a daily ritual that brought immense joy, a moment of peace, and a beloved start to her busy workday. By following Ramit's advice, she identified her coffee habit as a non-negotiable money dial. Instead of cutting it, she ruthlessly cut back on 3 streaming subscriptions she rarely used and successfully negotiated a lower internet bill. The substantial savings more than covered her daily coffee indulgence, and she enjoyed every sip guilt-free, knowing her automated financial system was humming along perfectly in the background, building her wealth without her daily effort. This conscious spending isn't about deprivation, it's about optimization and intentionality. It's about building a sustainable system where you don't feel like you're constantly fighting yourself or the urge to spend. The ultimate goal is to design a financial life that excites you, energizes you, and allows you to live fully, today and in the future, rather than one that fills you with dread, guilt, or perpetual restriction. Step 6. Negotiate big wins. Leverage your skills for greater income. We've covered optimizing your existing money, automating your financial future, and consciously designing your spending to align with your values. Now, Ramit Sethi brings us to arguably the most impactful lever for accelerating wealth creation. Increasing your income and significantly reducing your biggest expenses through strategic negotiation. This is where you move beyond saving a few dollars here and there and start focusing on big wins, the crucial, often one-time strategic negotiations that can add thousands, even tens of thousands to your net worth every single year, compounding over your lifetime. Ramit contends, quite rightly, that clipping coupons or saving $5 on a coffee, while not inherently bad, pales in comparison to the life-altering impact of negotiating a higher salary or securing a better deal on a major purchase, like a car or a home. Think about the profound lifetime impact of a single successful salary negotiation early in your career. If you negotiate just a $5,000 raise at the start, and assuming a modest 3% annual increase in your salary, that initial negotiation could result in hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional earnings over a 40-year career. It's one conversation that compounds into life-changing wealth. Yet, the vast majority of people are terrified to ask for more, paralyzed by fear of rejection or seeming greedy. Ramit brilliantly demystifies salary negotiation, breaking it down into actionable, empowering steps. First, he instructs you to research your market value. Don't guess or rely on anecdotes. Use reputable sites like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, and conduct informational interviews to understand precisely what professionals with your skills, experience, and location are earning in your industry. Second, quantify your value. Don't just say, "I'm a hard worker," or "I'm a team player." Instead, articulate how your contributions led to specific, measurable results. I implemented a new CRM system that streamlined client onboarding by 15%, directly saving the company approximately $20,000 annually in labor costs. Or, I spearheaded a marketing campaign that increased lead generation by 25% in Q3. Third, and crucially, practice your scripts. Knowing exactly what to say and how to say it confidently and professionally dramatically reduces anxiety and significantly increases your chances of success. He even provides exact templates for email and in-person conversations, outlining how to respond to common objections. It's about framing the negotiation not as a demand, but as a mutual discussion about fair compensation for the undeniable value you bring to the organization. My friend, let's call him David, was offered a job that was $5,000 less than his target. Using Ramit's negotiation framework, he meticulously quantified his past project successes and presented his market research. He didn't demand. He presented facts and demonstrated his worth. The company came back with an offer that was $7,000 higher than their initial one, proving that asking, when done strategically and skillfully, truly pays off. Beyond salary, Ramit encourages negotiation on nearly everything that represents a significant expense. Consider your monthly bills, cable, internet, insurance premiums. Most people simply accept the rates they're given, believing them to be fixed. But a quick phone call, especially when you've done your research on competitors' offers, can often yield significant savings. He walks you through how to call your cable provider, politely mention a competitor's more attractive offer, and ask for a retention discount or a better package. Many people save hundreds of dollars a year with a single 15-minute phone call. It's low-hanging fruit that most people ignore out of fear, apathy, or simply not knowing it's possible. Car buying is another area ripe for negotiation, where Ramit's insights can save you thousands. He exposes the psychological tricks car dealerships use and teaches you to focus solely on the out-the-door price, not just the monthly payment, which can be manipulated. He advises getting pre-approved for financing before you step foot on the lot, knowing the true invoice price of the car, and being fully willing to walk away if the deal isn't right. These strategies fundamentally put you in a position of power, saving potentially thousands on one of life's largest depreciating assets. He even delves into negotiating bank fees, interest rates on personal loans, and challenging medical bills. Ramit includes entire chapters dedicated to negotiation scripts and strategies for everything from salary to car purchases. The detailed walkthroughs and psychological insights are unparalleled. He even has a specific diagram and checklist for dissecting job offers and counteroffers that is pure gold, a level of practical, tactical advice that goes far beyond what we can cover in this video. You can get the complete playbook, including all these invaluable scripts and frameworks, by picking up I Will Teach You to Be Rich, using the link in the description and pinned comment. This isn't just about saving money. It's about recognizing your inherent value, asserting yourself with confidence, and strategically capturing more of your own financial power. These big wins, compounded over time, are what truly accelerate your journey to a rich life, equipping you with the confidence and skills to advocate for yourself in all financial dealings, ensuring you're not leaving money on the table for someone else to claim. If you are serious about transforming your financial life, building real wealth, and living your own unique rich life without guilt or excuses, then this book is non-negotiable. It belongs on your shelf, open and highlighted. The link to get your copy on Amazon is in the pinned comment below. What we've explored today is a revolutionary yet intensely practical roadmap to financial freedom. Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich isn't just a book. It's a profound invitation to reclaim control, automate your path to wealth, and consciously design a life that truly fulfills you. You've learned how to leverage your credit, optimize your banking, automate your entire financial system, invest simply and effectively, spend guilt-free on what you love, and negotiate for every penny you deserve. This isn't about deprivation. It's about empowerment. It's about building a system that works tirelessly for you, day in and day out, so you can stop worrying about money and start living your most vibrant, engaged, and fulfilling life. The transformation from financial anxiety to absolute confidence is not only possible, but entirely within your reach. This book is the blueprint. This is the master plan.